Okay, thank you all for sticking around.
Thanks,
Real
everybody.
fun to watch it, and welcome Jack and Kim. Yeah, thank you guys. It was fun to watch it with everybody. We have a lot of friends and family here, but also like not a lot of friends and family, and it was cool to see everybody reacting to it and enjoying it because we haven't shown it a lot, so it was a lot of fun.
How many Malloys we got in the house tonight?
Not a lot.
Not a lot tonight?
Yeah, not a lot. We got some Slaters, so I got, I have family members, but yeah.
We got the guy who taught me how to play guitar in the house tonight, Pef Ike.
I know. That's kind of a big deal.
There he is right there.
I mean, Jack, what was it like on I think a lot of people would ever think of your music as like the music for their front porch.
Right.
What was your front porch like growing up?
Yeah, it was songs by Pef, and then what happened was he would play all the sing-alongs, we'd all sing, and then when he would take off, the barbecues weren't as fun anymore.
Right.
So he started teaching me how to play the chords so that I could at least do the sing-along. So I learned Jimmy Buffett, Pyro Looks at 40, Cat Stevens, Father and Son. Anyways, there's a bunch of old songs that Pef taught me how to play.
Van Morrison.
Van Morrison,
Yeah.
that's right, Brown Eyed Girl, all kinds of songs, all the best ones. And yeah, so anyways, it's the barbecues are fun. It was always, the funny thing, but the thing I was saying about the Malloys though, is I wouldn't have had a music career if it wasn't for the Malloys too. They had so many Malloys in town that they would come. I'd play at the Mint.
Yeah, which is kind of clean.
And it was so cool. You guys would fill the Mint just with Emmett's family.
I know.
And so like the club would be like, you're killing it, you're filling this place. And so they'd have me back. And then all the boys would bring like one or two friends. And then the line was around the block.
Welcome to my whole life.
Yeah.
Jack.
So
I wish it-
from the Ikes to the Malloys,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a career if it wasn't for those two
Yeah,
families.
that's really fun. Yeah, cool to hear. Kim, I'm wondering, just looking at all the photos and stuff that you shared in this film that were, made it so great. I was curious if you had a photo now that you've watched it several times that you have just a great memory of, or just a favorite photo in the movie that, I don't know, there's just so many beautiful ones and they all have a great story. I'm wondering if you can shed any light on one, or even your trip to Europe, an incredible memory that you have from that trip.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think I could pick one photo, but I think all of our Europe experience was pretty special. Well, Benji brought this up last night, but no, we did live in that van for I think almost 4 months. And Heidi Ike spent some time with us in the van too. We pick up different friends along the way.
And we'd have to kick them out.
And then it got too bad. We're like, sorry, your 5 days or your week is up. Like our one friend Luke McConnell, he helped us buy the van in London, and then we took the channel over to Paris or to France, and then hung out in Paris with him for a little while. But he decided that he was going to try to do an e-brake slide with our van and ripped the e-brake completely off. So the whole rest of the trip we didn't have an e-brake,
Right.
which proved to be kind of problematic.
I'm so curious how far you're going to go with this story. It's like, once you started telling this, it's like a really long story.
It's a long story. I'm not gonna tell. But anyways, yes, Europe was fun.
Now I want to tell them what happened. So this one day we're driving through Florence, and I get on this one turn. I'm going almost vertical. I couldn't believe this street we got on. And I started taking this turn, and it was really tight. And I was like, oh man, so I did like a 16-point turn. And I was like, I think I got it. And I started committing down this hill. And then there was this old like house from the 1600s or something. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. So I went for the e-brake, and I was like, oh shit, the e-brake's gone. And so anyways, this story gets too long.
Jack hit a house in Florence.
I hit a house in Florence. This lady came out yelling at me in Italian.
We heard all the bad words in Italian.
Yeah.
I know them all.
She's like,
Va fa culo. Yeah, it's like ingrained.
we're
in my
digressing.
Yeah, you asked a question.
All right, a question for Emmett.
All right.
So,
I wasn't going for that.
what did it take back then? Like everybody now can edit a film on a laptop or a phone even. You got like all the apps and stuff.
Right.
But tell them about like what it actually took to edit a film back then. Like what we had to turn your house into.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. I was lucky to be, kind of at that point, I had a job already as an editor. I think my friend Tina is here. Yeah, right up there. I got her good seats, obviously. Great friend. But I was working as an editor, and you know, I was kind of always real interested. I was editing movie trailers, and I think when you edit a lot of other people's movies, you get real inspired. Like, how do I get my own footage? You know, how do I end up doing? So when this came up, and Chris, Keith, and Dan started popping up on the covers of surf magazines, and suddenly you had like the talent, you know, like, oh my gosh, my cousins, I got to tell them I can do all this stuff. And they knew right away, like, okay, enlist Emmett, he can edit. And it led to so many cool opportunities. But to get an editing bay back then, it was like buying a house. It was like $150,000. Of which we did not have, but you leased it like a car.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember I had like monthly payments every month. Yeah,
it was like this thing called the Avid.
Yeah,
it took up like a whole corner of your bedroom.
It did, and it was like even like a 9 gigabyte drive was like the size of a big shoebox, you know, and so you had these stacks of them. And I just remember feeling, you know, just this like big sense of accomplishment, like
for getting in your house.
Yeah, just to kind of have what I could do it on my own. I didn't, you know, we had.
So I'll paint a picture. It was the huge Avid in the corner of the room, and then there was like 3 futons in the bedroom, and we'd all just be like sleeping in this place, including him. We were all just like crashed out at Emmett's house.
I know, it was really fun. It was right in Venice here, and it was cool because I remember specifically you guys going to on a trip, and it was like you had to make that tape that Chris held in it was like all your greatest hits at the moment. And I remember going to bed just hearing the click of that machine above me, just going like, wow, he's going all night, and he did it. And I remember you like gave me the tape and split, and then I would make copies of those tapes. I would go to a place like a dub center where they'd have a wall of them. And I remember we had that one meeting where one of the cassettes was sped up, like one of the walls, you know, there was like, you'd make 10 at a time. And we went to this meeting, and the guy played the cassette.
Like DreamWorks or something.
It was
like a real meeting.
Reprise's record. It was the guy who signed Neil Young.
And the guy's like, I love this song, and he pushed play, and I swear to God, it sounded like the Chipmunks.
I know.
And I'm like, that's not what it sounds like. What did you get? Like,
I know, but he still liked it.
He still liked it, but it literally sounded like the Chipmunks. We were so embarrassed.
Yeah, it was really funny.
We had to give him a new tape.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I thought about how many more people got that tape is kind of what I thought. But yeah, I mean, it was like a home studio. It was able to do everything we need, and everything we needed on top of that, we just gave people like surf wax, leashes, and totally gave people almost nothing to do all this big time stuff for us.
So we started using G Love's music in our films before we even knew Garrett, and we didn't ever ask permission. And then so like later we had to give him a bunch of Astrodeck and leashes and everything, and he was cool with that. We were lucky. We didn't know he even surfed, but
he still makes fun of us for not giving him a whole lot, you know.
Anyways,
Jack, I'm curious. Just when I first met you, like I remember seeing you. Tamayo came over, and it was like real clear you guys were great friends, like childhood friends. I could tell by the jokes you were making. What, just for everybody, I think got to know him a little bit through this movie. What was a real fun way you guys pushed each other as surfers at a young age?
Yeah, well, the whole group of friends. You see some of those images of Pipeline, and it's a trip when you grow up right there, and every day you're seeing it. And when you're real little, you don't want anything to do with it. Kind of like John. I don't know if there's a lot of surfers, but John Florence, who talked about seeing Tamayo and thinking, I never want to have to go on a wave like that. He's like the best surfer in the world in big waves now, and. But even him, you know, like everybody you start, you see this wave, it's so heavy. And you gradually, you don't just jump out there one day, you just sort of like sit on the shoulder for a long time. And so there was days that me and Tamayo and Benji and just all those guys would sit on the side. We'd sit there for 3 hours and watch the waves, and somebody would get brave enough to paddle over and try to get one off the shoulder. And so you would just be there, like not even to push each other, but more just to kind of like have each other's back. And Tamayo he ended up being a lifeguard, an amazing lifesaver, saved a lot of people's lives in his own life. But he was always a natural lifeguard. He was the one, we'd all come in from surfing, it was starting to get dark out, and everybody else was just kids. We were all like, all right, let's go up and like, you know, play cards or whatever. And Tamayo would always be like, what are you guys talking about? Gotta wait, they're still out there. We gotta make sure everybody gets in. And he was just like good all the way through. He was just a sweetheart. And we all miss him a lot. There's a big reason the whole film ended up getting finished, like I said. And anyways, I don't know if anybody wants to ask any other questions. Or We have time
I got,
for more?
yeah, we
clear the
got one
theater.
more. I got one more for Kim. I'm wondering, did you read that management book? Because I really didn't. I just want to admit that now.
We
And,
know.
I did read it and I highlighted it.
Oh my gosh. I
And
wish
yes,
yeah.
I
And
probably
so-
still have it actually.
Wait, so just, you kind of talk about you were jamming in your career as a teacher. What was it like to make this transition in your life to kind of go and say, like, I'm gonna lean into this, I'm gonna be there, support you guys, even go raise a family under this sort of lifestyle and career choice? I'm just curious for you, how the heck did you embrace this role as a manager and raise 3 kids amidst this?
Well, the 3 kids part, I just said lack of sleep, probably. But yeah, the switching from teaching to management, I really just thought I was taking a little bit of a break. I thought, we'll give this a try, I'll help them out. I taught math, and so numbers and kind of organization come easy to me, so just kind of like planning itineraries and all those things, like I would, could help. But so I took a 1-year sabbatical and then just never went back. But we did go back in a sense, because with Coco Hawaiian Foundation, I kind of got to get back to my education roots and do all that, which has been really rewarding. But but it's been great.
Amazing job, guys. Okay, if anybody does have a question, if not, I'm gonna get Zach to start playing the accordion again. Yeah, go for
Any
it.
chance you're making a new surf movie, get back in the water filming?
Well, that's a good question. It was pretty fun, like just going through all this, and I got kids that are all like of that age that like to travel and do stuff, so we definitely think about it. There's not one in the making or anything, but definitely a possibility. Pretty fun. But the reality is, if I get to go on a surf trip now, I'd rather just surf. You know what I mean? Like, you get a break from all the music stuff, and it's like, we were talking about today, so me and Emmett got really good waves down south this morning, and when you're surfing, like everybody knows, you're bending your back like this, right, as you're paddling, and then when I'm playing guitar, I'm like this all day. I just went from surfing this morning and then playing guitar for like 8 hours before I came here, rehearsing for the tour. And anyways, when I'm not playing music, I gotta surf more often. I don't want to just be behind the camera anymore. So no, I'm not gonna make another surf.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
I'm curious about your first experience in the studio recording, like going from just jamming in a guitar and like in your bedroom to being in a professional studio. And how Brush Fryer Records got started.
Sure, I got so lucky. The 2 guys, I was really happy that they were both such a big part of the film. Ben Harper and G Love are both like older brothers to me in the music world. They just, Garrett, G Love, that was the first time I ever went in a studio, was the day we recorded Rodeo Clowns. And that story is crazy but true. It's like, we surfed, and within like 2 days, all of a sudden he was like, come in. At first I was gonna do a guide track for him. He really liked the song, and I was gonna just do the vocals. So I was in the studio, and I think it was helpful that I didn't think I was actually trying to get a take. I was just doing this guide track. And then Garrett sang along with that. And then it was cool because everybody kept saying, like, when they'd pull the guide track out, they're like, I don't know, it feels better with it in. And all of a sudden I was on the record, So I got kind of fooled into thinking I was just doing a guide track. And so that's actually a really good lesson, is like most of the time, like the 8 records I've done now, the producers I work with will fool me, and they'll be like, we're still, and actually Robert Krantz is in the house tonight. I don't know if he's still here. We made like almost every record together up there. Yeah, Robert. And so Robert, he's really good at, he'll be like, hey, I'm just still getting the sounds. You guys just gotta keep tracking ideas and stuff, and then like, I'll be like, hey, I think I'm ready. He's like, nah, we got it already. and then I'll be like, no, I'll beat it. No, you can try. And then like, it's true, I'll do like 10 takes. And then they'll show me the one that I did before I thought I was actually recording, and it's always better, So that was a good trick that Garrett taught me. And then Ben Harper is like the person I learned to tour with. And I would just see the way that he would spend so much time with fans, like after the show, just talking story and just hanging out with people. And like, there was so many things that like people don't see. And Kim and I were just talking about, like, character is what happens when people aren't watching, And like Ben, I can tell you this one night, he heard this story about this kid. It's gonna make me cry, think of this, but this kid who couldn't come to the show because he got hit by a car that week. And he was a huge fan, and he was like, he had like full body cast on, and Ben heard about this kid, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go play music, you wanna come with me? And he went to the kid's house at like midnight and like went in the kid's bedroom. And were you with us? And we went in there and he just like played this kid a whole set, you know, just like later that night. And that was back when there was no cell phones. Nobody filmed it. Nobody put it on social media. And so anyways, I was like the guy I was touring with and just seeing like, oh, okay, I guess this is how you do it, you know. And I was just so lucky to have those mentors, like older brothers in this world.
But how many days for Brushfire Fairy Tales did it take you to record
I think
that record?
6 days in the studio, and then it's the week before our wedding. Zach Gill, who's over here on the accordion somewhere there, he was our wedding band. It's a very homegrown situation around here.
Yeah, cool. Well,
Should we do a couple?
yeah. Play,
Zach, you want to do a couple
play
songs?
song, Zach?
Let's do it.
Come up
Yeah,
and
Mike,
join.
you bring Mike? Yeah, I got it right here. Thanks, man. Actually, I'll just sit down because this thing doesn't work. Do you have it?
Sure.
Oh, wow. Any requests? Any requests? How long they got to?
Yeah, we're cool.
Okay,
So-
we'll do a couple of songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't actually. Let me see. I mean, not just because I don't think I know the chords anymore. But I always like to try, you know. Oh yeah, there. You can go like a little closer right there. I'm gonna give you like 2 seconds of here. Hey little girl, you might not know this song. Well, this is not the kind of song that you can sing along to. But hey little girl, maybe someday, at least that's what all the good people will say. Hey little girl, yes, you might have done.
Yeah, not bad.
You gonna stole this heart and done. There you go. As close as I can get it right now. Can you get one with them?
You guys hear all right? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just say.
You go to request?
Okay. One step.
Oh, man.
Oh, you guys are giving me the hard one.
You got it.
What key?
G.
G. Let's see.
We'll have to play this one back in 7.
What's this part? What's that? Give me the chords.
B flat.
No, it starts on G.
G minor.
So,
B flat.
yeah.
F.
Yeah.
C. Minor. G
Okay.
minor. What about the other side?
I don't know. And you be so certain that you're the one flirting with fire. If each choir needs preaching and everyone's reaching into their pockets to see what they got. If not, a lot has changed. But if everything's changing, plain to see you say, and no one sees face to face or eye to eye, it's not how it has to end. Who wants to be one step ahead? Who wants to be first to the punchline? Who wants to be one step ahead? Who wants to be first to the punchline? You keep playing. When it feels like it's all good and bad. And it's bad. Oh, this is pathetic. But you see, at least I was singing the words. I couldn't remember any of them. Anyways, give me one we know, you guys.
Yeah, just play one.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Wait, what were you gonna say? You can do that. Okay.
Yeah, okay, do a combo.
Okay, yeah. No, wait. Yeah. And D? Yeah.
Yeah. Or C?
No, D. We switch them around sometimes. Well, I'm just a waste of her energy. Don't you know that she's just wasting my time? So why don't we get together and we could waste everything tonight? Yeah, we could waste everything tonight. tonight. Yeah. Don't you know now? You should know now. You should know by. And I don't pretend to know what you know. Nah, nah. Now please don't pretend to know what's on my mind. But if we already knew everything that everybody knows, we would have nothing to learn tonight. And we would have nothing to show tonight. Oh, well, everybody thinks that everybody knows about everybody else. Nobody knows anything about themselves, 'cause they are worried about everybody else. Yeah. Don't you know now? You should know now. Ready? Come on.
I come over
You don't even need it.
early in the morning. I'm like a heat wave. Look at
Without warning.
and when I touch you,
My heart begins to flutter,
'cause you're smooth and creamy, like peanut butter.
oh now,
Girl, I wanna lay you down. Ooh, baby.
okay. Girl, I wanna lay you down. Oh yeah. Everybody thinks that everybody knows about everybody else, but nobody knows anything about themselves, 'cause they are worried about everybody else. Don't you know? You should know now. Don't you know?
Viewer's choice.
All right. Let's just give this one. It's made for the accordion, so. Well, I'll embarrass my wife real quick. So this one night, I stayed up all night trying to write the song No Other Way, and I tried to show it to her in the morning, and I couldn't really get her attention that much. And so I didn't spend all night writing this song, but I got frustrated, and I was like, you know what? You hardly even notice when I try to show you this song is meant to keep you from doing what you're supposed to. And then she was like, that's a good song right there, though. Baby, you the way it's been like it's the weekend now. And we could pretend it all the time. Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go outside. Oh, but maybe I'll lock a ukulele. Mama made a baby. I really don't mind the practice, 'cause you're my little lady. Lady, lady, love me. I love to lay you lazy. And we could close the curtain, pretend like there's no world outside. And we could pretend it all the time. Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go outside. Ain't no need, ain't no need. Rain all day and I really don't mind. Can't you see, can't you see? Gotta wake up slow, so slow. The telephone singing, ringing, it's too early, don't pick it up. We don't need to, we got everything we need right here. Everything we need is enough. Yeah, just so easy when the whole world fits inside of your arms. You really need to pay attention to the alarm. Wake up slow. Oh no, wake up slow. showman. All right. Don't mind him, don't mind him. All right, you guys gonna help me out? Here we go. Here we are. We hardly even notice when I try to show you. The song is meant to keep you from doing what you're supposed to. I'm waking up too early, but baby, we were sleeping. I'll make you banana pancakes and pretend like it's the weekend right now. People pretend it all the time. Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go outside. Ain't no need. Rain on me, rain on mine. Can't you see? We've gotta wake up slow. Thanks you guys so much for being here. Hope you had a good time.